Gunfire ringing out in a North Texas cul-de-sac. 3 people shot. What police tell us started it all. But first, the weather as we take a live look outside at both Dallas and Fort Worth. Another warm spring day today, but y'all, changes are coming. Thank you for joining us this midday. I'm Morgan Young with meteorologist Mariel Ruiz to talk about those changes because you've been telling me to enjoy the past few days. And I have.
Yes, me too. I mean, I've been out and about. I was gardening. It was really nice. But the rain is going to come in, and we've got daily rain chances beginning tomorrow. Not everyone sees the rain. It's not going to be a washout on any given day, and every day is going to look different. Hate to tell you. Springtime in Texas. You got to watch us every day. Here's what you got to know. We've got warm and humid days settling in. You can kind of already feel it. And that's, by the way, the reason we've seen the cloud cover in the morning. It's how humid we are. We get natural cloud cover to develop. Daily rain chances are on the way beginning tomorrow. It carries us through. I've got rain chances in through next Thursday. Heavy rain at times, but I don't have any day being a complete washout. In fact, you could go some days and not see a single drop of rain in the next week. Right now, we are seeing some cloud cover overhead. You can see it from our downtown Dallas camera. A little bit of blue sky overhead as well. Temperature of 68 degrees. Winds are out of the south, anywhere between 10 to 15. At times, it'll be breezy today, gusting close to 20 miles per hour. That southerly wind is what's helping bring in not just the humidity, but also the warmth, with temperatures trending about 5 to 7 degrees warmer than normal. Winds again will be out of the south for the remainder of the day. You'll see a mix of sunshine and cloud cover by around 8 this evening. Temperature of 75 degrees, 70 degrees by midnight. Y'all, overnight is going to be warm. And the reason behind that is the humidity and some of the cloud cover helping keep some of that heat at the surface. High temperature today makes it to 81 in Denton, McKinney, 82 in Fort Worth, 81 in Dallas. Hey, the next several days, yes, we've got rain chances. Yes, because it's springtime in Texas, a few of those storms could be on the strong side, but it's not going to be necessarily for North Texas. I'll show you what I mean by that coming up in just a little bit, Morgan. All
right, Mariel, thank you. Now back to that developing story that we are following. 3 people shot overnight in Fort Worth. This happened in a neighborhood west of 377, right off of Park Vista Boulevard. Chris Sadeghi has been following this for us all morning and has the latest.
3 people shot in Fort Worth last night continued a hard week of gun violence in the city. It was just a couple days ago that Police Chief Eddie Garcia talked about what it would take to bring an end to it all. Last night, police say an argument in the street between a boyfriend and girlfriend led to neighbors coming out to see what was going on, and then that led to a physical confrontation. Officers say the woman pulled a gun and shot 3 people, including her boyfriend. At last check, all 3 were stable at the hospital, and the woman was in custody. Just days earlier on Easter Sunday, a 16-year-old died when police say his friend accidentally fired a gun. Just days before that case, 15-year-old Prince Washington was killed in a drive-by shooting. Chief Garcia said stopping the violence is a community effort, and part of that effort includes responsibility.
We need to ensure that our community knows that a firearm needs to be handled responsibly. It needs to be secured, whether in your apartment, whether it's in your car, or whether in a home.
And Garcia did say, even though it has been a violent week, that overall violent crime numbers in the city are trending downward. I'm Chris Sadeghi. Now back to you.
We are taking a live look now at our live coverage on WFAA Plus of day 3 of Tanner Horner's trial in Fort Worth. It is the sentencing phase after Horner pleaded guilty to the murder of 7-year-old Athena Strand. So far today, we've seen more video of Horner describing how he killed the Wise County girl. Prosecutors have been playing the recorded interviews he gave Texas Rangers after his arrest in 2022, as well as video of him leading them to her body.
Told me he dropped her right there over the edge.
There she is.
I had to adjust my flashlight in a certain way where I could see, but it was very clear she was there once I did that.
The jury is deciding whether Horner gets life in prison or the death penalty. We have been told this sentencing phase could take up to 3 weeks, and we are streaming it all live on WFAA Plus. In our gavel-to-gavel coverage, you'll find not only the entire trial itself, but also analysis from senior investigative reporter Tanya Iser and an assortment of experts. Again, it is live right now on our streaming app, WFAA Plus. Well, Frisco ISD confirms there is, quote, appropriate security in place today at the UIL District 11 5A track and field meet. That is at Lobo Stadium in Little Elm. That is the same event where Frisco Memorial High athlete Austin Metcalf was stabbed to death last year. It's also at the same venue. Carmelo Anthony, who was also a Frisco ISD athlete at the time, now faces first-degree murder charges and is set to go to trial in June. Iran is accusing the U.S. and Israel of violating a ceasefire agreement after Israeli strikes on Lebanon. However, Iran just said ships are now able to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Christian Cordero has the latest.
Today, a major announcement from Iranian officials. All ships, including American vessels, are now allowed to pass through the Iranian-controlled Strait of Hormuz.
The Strait of Hormuz is open. Of course, there are technical restrictions because of the war zone and because of many arrangements that Iran did during the war.
Iran issued this map showing alternative traffic routes in the strait to prevent vessels from potentially colliding with sea mines, retaining control of the strait by saying all vessels in the area must coordinate with Iran's Navy. The White House says reopening the strait was one of President Trump's red lines in negotiating a ceasefire deal that has otherwise proved fragile less than 24 hours in. Trump says U.S. troops will remain in place in and around Iran, and if a long-term deal isn't reached and complied with, quote, then the shooting starts, bigger and better and stronger than anyone has ever seen before. But now Iran accuses the U.S. and Israel of violating the ceasefire. Israel continues its offense against Iranian-backed Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. Yesterday, the largest strike since the war started, killing at least 182 people alone and displacing more than 1 million Lebanese people, according to the country's health ministry. The White House insists the deal is still intact.
I think the Iranians thought that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise. We never indicated that was going to be the case.
Mediators in Pakistan agree with Iran that Lebanon was part of the ceasefire deal. Negotiations are expected to begin this weekend in Pakistan, but Iranian officials are casting doubt on whether they will actually happen unless Israel stops striking Lebanon. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
A live look now at how Wall Street is reacting this midday. The Dow, you can see, is up almost 250 points right now. This comes on the heels of the Dow's best day in a year when it surged more than 1,300 points yesterday. Well, experts and tech gurus are raising new concerns about the power of artificial intelligence and global security. This comes after the AI company Anthropic held off releasing its new model to the public out of concern over what it could do, potentially crippling computer networks. Here's ABC's Olivia Rubin.
This morning, artificial intelligence experts sounding the alarm after AI giant Anthropic revealed a new model it says is too powerful to release to the public.
Imagine a world where everyone had a nuclear bazooka, basically.
Anthropic says its new model, called Claude Mythos, can identify software vulnerabilities with ease, finding thousands of security issues across nearly every major operating system and web browser. And in something out of a sci-fi movie, Claude Mythos was placed in a secure environment with no internet access, managing to break out.
During testing, Claude Mythos Preview broke out of a sandbox environment, built a moderately sophisticated multi-step exploit to gain internet access, and emailed a researcher while they were eating a sandwich in the park.
Experts say in the wrong hands, this technology could be used to exploit electric grids, hospitals, and even military systems. Now, instead of releasing Claude Mythos to the public, Anthropic is releasing it just to a small number of companies, including Amazon, Google, and Apple. The goal? To allow tech companies to patch holes in their cybersecurity before they're exploited. Anthropic saying this will eventually help the U.S. defend against foreign cyber attacks. Some experts say it's time for nations to work together on handling this technology.
Both China and America will be hugely vulnerable to criminals within their own societies when they have these tools, much more vulnerable than they're going to be to any threat the other would pose.
Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
Happening now, a state house committee is meeting to discuss data center development in Texas. You know, this is quickly becoming one of the largest and most controversial industries statewide. State lawmakers will hear from company executives and ERCOT on the impact data centers are having on the power grid. State lawmakers are considering proposals to limit the tax break or just scrap it altogether. Well, a much anticipated grocery store may not be opening quite as soon as we had hoped. Tarrant County's first H-Mart was initially slated to open in the spring, but Haltom City officials tell our partners at the Fort Worth Star-Telegram there have been delays, and the shopping center might not open until this summer. Now, in addition to the Asian grocery store, the plaza will feature a long list of restaurants and department stores as well.